Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is Coach Paula. It is Sunday, May the 12th, 2024, and I'd like to say Happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers that are watching this live or perhaps watching the replay. Happy Mother's Day. I started not to get on tonight, but I said, you know what? I'm going to honor motherhood. I'm going to get on tonight. I'm going to do my 7 minutes. Hello, Minister Amber. I see you joining. And to anyone else that will join, happy Mother's Day to each and every one of you. But I am going to do my 7 minutes. I'm going to be faithful to my 7 minutes tonight because I just really want to talk about the nurture aspect of motherhood. That is the focus for the month of May for my Sunday 7 and 7. And I had talked about this a little bit when I did my lunch and learn earlier in the month, but I just think it's important to emphasize it and I can go deeper in it from week to week. And so I'd like to step through the concept of nurture. And I know this can be a difficult day for many of us. I did appreciate the way my church handled it today because we say Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. And some people are not a mother. Some people are struggling in that area. They've never birthed a child, or they've had miscarriages, or, they want to have a child, but they don't see, how that may happen for them. And so it can be a very sensitive area. We have people for whom their moms are no longer here. I mean, yesterday I sang at a homegoing service for a friend of mine whose mom passed away. I was at a viewing earlier in the week for a friend whose mom passed away. And so I think sometimes unintentionally, we can be a bit insensitive regarding how others feel. And so as we're talking about the nurturing aspect of motherhood, I think we all have a responsibility to nurture one another through this process. And so, if anyone knows Coach Paula, I do love acronyms. And so, I'll be stepping through the letters of nurture and kind of what that means. And I'll speak perhaps about some of my personal experiences in motherhood or as one who was mothered. I had a wonderful mother. I could talk about her forever. And so hopefully I'll share some personal experiences and whatnot. But also at the end of the day, my goal and objective is always to shift your energy and awaken your potential. So hopefully something I'm saying is motivating you and strengthening you in your journey and even hopefully challenging you in your journey of motherhood. And so I do think it's important to make um, that day or to make this day comprehensive and inclusive of everyone. I get that, Amber. Absolutely. This is a difficult holiday. And so let's be mindful of all aspects. And I do, like I said, I appreciate how my church sensitively handled that today by honoring all aspects of motherhood. And so I'm just going to step through two of the letters on tonight in nurture, the N and the U. I think that's probably all I'll get through. I might even not get through both of those. But let's see what we get through in my 7 minutes. And so, as we spell out the word nurture and we look at the different letters, the N is for nourishing. And so, when we think about it, one of the key aspects of a mom is that she brings nourishment. I mean, a prime example of that is if you have ever seen a mom nurse, or if you one yourself who nursed, we moms, we provide nourishment. God ordained and created our bodies to provide the necessary nourishment to our children. They say breast milk is the best milk. And so, if you're able to do that, then I think that is a key aspect. And I loved our minister today, Elder Latoya. She shared and she talked about, the nurture. She actually didn't mention the word nurture, but she talked about a nursing mom, and she shared the analogy, and I think it's beautiful. So I'm giving you credit, Elder Latoya. But she was saying how when you think about a mom who is nursing, they have a desire to nurse and they have a need to nurse because if they don't nurse, they can become engorged and they have all this stored up nourishment that they can't provide. And she was providing the analogy of God Himself being both mother and father, him being the mighty breasted one or the multi breasted one, and how his whole desire is to give us nourishment and to give us what we need and to provide that to us, and how he can become engorged when we do not latch on. And the key to any successful breast feeding experience is that latch and that connection. And so, just as a nursing mom needs that child to attach and latch on, we too have to do the same in our relationship with the Father. We have to latch on to Him. We have to cling to Him like never before because He is our sustenance. It's the same in our natural relationships with our mothers. There's a nourishing that comes from our relationship with them, but it does require that latch, it does require that connection. And I'm not going to fool myself or fool any of us that not everyone has that with their mother. And so, as a result, if it's not something that you've learned or that you've experienced, that may be a struggle area for you. But know that most ideally, that is the desire. And so, if we don't get it even in our natural experiences with our parents, we can still receive that in our relationship with God the Father. And so, I'm encouraging you in my 30 seconds that are left to think about nourishing. In what aspects have you been nourished in your relationship with your mom or other, perhaps other mothering type figures? But then equally, how are you nourishing others? Because we have a responsibility for motherhood as well. And so, even if you didn't receive it, how are you also providing it to others? It's a two-way process, but we've got to work through that. We've got to work through how you received it, how you may not have received it, and reconcile all of that. But then reconcile how you, whether you received it or didn't receive it, in turn can hopefully provide that to others. I'd love to dig into that a little bit more with you this week. And so, hopefully, through the post that I share on Wednesday and Friday, or even if you want to have a conversation with me regarding it, if you want to leave a message here or send me a DM, or even if you want to have a discovery call and we can talk about it and just tease it out a little bit, I think this is a highly sensitive area that we should address. And even though the day comes up once throughout the year, it's something that we can't escape. And so I've exceeded my time. Like I said, hopefully something I've said has shifted your energy and hopefully awakened some potential even within you to give you something to think about. Motherhood, by the nature of motherhood, they we are to nurture. And so, as a mom, for all the moms out there, all the aunties, all the big sisters, motherhood is a function. It's not just about birthing children. So, in the function of motherhood, make sure that we are providing nurture, and the end is nourishing. That what we do, the words we say, the actions we take provide sustenance and provide nourishment to those that receive it. I hope you have a great evening. Whatever you're going to do, the balance of your evening, enjoy yourself, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.